Hi everyone, welcome to Modern Computing School. In today's video, we'll be talking about Git. This is the essential version control tool that every developer or other people within the technology field should know about. That is whether you're a data analyst, data engineer, software developer, or whatever. And it's also whether you're coding solo or collaborating in a team on your job. It will save you a ton of time and perhaps even your project. Now, Git is a free open source version control system. Now, this means that it helps you track changes in your code over time while you collaborate with others, and you're able to kind of roll back in the changes if something breaks along the way. Now you can think of it like a time machine for your code. And I just want to highlight before we're jumping into Git and how to install it, that Git is the kind of the tool that you're using, and sites like GitHub is more like the name suggests. It's a hub where you can download and clone and upload your Git projects to, where it's easier to read. You can do, you can just see what other people are doing instead of just sitting in your terminal window. And you're also able to download the GitHub desktop, which I might show in a video later, where you can easily just use the Git controls and basic of Git with just buttons instead of using the terminal. Short on Git, you have many things. It's useful for merge conflicts where it can handle conflicts, which means that it's okay for multiple people to work on the same file at the same time. You also have some quick basics on how to clone, aka download a project or repository from GitHub. You can check your status on the project. You can commit with messages. You can push to a local branch. You can log and inspect the evolution of project files. And you can also jump in and out of different branches, so you can work on your own branch. Now, we'll be using the terminal window. So for that, we need to download Git. And I can just show you that here I am in my command terminal. So if I just type Git, nothing pops up. So here it should have come some information about Git, but I don't have it. So I need to download it. I'm on Windows, so I'll be downloading Windows. You can also download for Mac, or you can install Homebrew through your CMD. So I'll just click the 64, I'll allow it. And here's the Git. Now I'll just run through it since I don't have, let's see, use Vim, it's okay. Now here is something that usually there's something called a master branch, which is the main branch, sort of. But in recent times, many teams have started to rename their kind of master branch into main, trunk, development, etc. But for us, we'll just use the master. That's okay. Yeah. I'll just click next on all of these. Should pop up soon. Now, as one of the first things that I'm gonna view the release notes finish. Okay, so Git have installed, and as I showed you earlier, when I typed in Git, it didn't pop up any information about Git. But if I do it now, you can see that a lot of things pops up. The commands and some basic usage. These are nice to read through, or you could use the GitHub guide that's being created, which show you in kind of basic information how to use the different commands. But back here, the first thing that you should do is set your name and your email. And this is for other collaborators to know who kind of did the commit. So there's two things. It's your name and then your email. So what you want to do first is git config -- global user.name, and then you want to put in your name. So I'll just use Modern Computing School. And what you can do now is also add your user email, which would be the same, but what you can do is just take your arrow up, go back, and then email. And then I could just .gmail.com. So now everything should be in order for you to start cloning a project. Now, cloning is kind of downloading your own version of a repository. And this is for you to work on without your changes being known to the other users. And it's really great if people are working on different things, so you don't have a lot of merge conflicts. What we're going to do is that we're going to clone a GitHub repository. But for that, I usually recommend creating a folder structure in your file explorer, so that it's not folders all over the place. So what I've done is that I've created a folder called GitHub demo, where I can now clone repositories from GitHub. But as you can see, that the file path in my command window is not the same place. So what I need to do is that I need to get into this folder like this, and now I can use a command called git clone. But what I also need is a address to where the Git repository is that I'm going to clone from. So I just found this one. This is the utils dbt repository, which is kind of like a package for dbt. You would have to go to the code down here, and you can clone using web URL. Just copy URL to clipboard, get back here, and then just paste. Enter, and now you can see cloning into dbt utils. You can go back to your file explorer, and here you can see here is my own version of this project with all of the files that I can find here. So when I do changes to any of these files, I can then say I want to push it back to this public repository. But for this one, it's obviously some restrictions here. So I would have to create my own branch. As you can see, there's 95 different branches, meaning that there's kind of 95 different versions of this repository. And then I could have something called a merge request, where some of the core developer or administrator could look at my changes. They could comment, and if I had something really good to add to this repository, they could potentially accept them, and then it would be merged into the main, as you can see here, main. And then you have all the different branches here. Now, that would be everything for this video. Next video I will go into deeper details on how to create and the different basic commands of Git. Thank you so much for watching this video.